correct. That's why some
grinding for that spot, a brand new pot to piss in. Trying to school my partners, I don't think they pay attention. I'm sticking to my vision, on the road to the riches. Every single day, I'm a hustle on a mission. Trying to get 100 M's, nigga, I ain't kidding. I'm on a mission, 24/7, 365.
It's like Moses. Moses became angry every time he saw what he was born to do. Whatever makes you angry, you were born to correct. That's why some people can see a problem, it doesn't bother them. Other person can see it and they can't sleep. It's like Moses. Moses became angry every time he saw what he was born to do. He became so angry one time he took a piece of wood and killed someone. His anger was his purpose. Every time Jesus saw humans under oppression, he became angry. He calls it groaning. He groaned. He became angry. What makes you angry is what you were born to fix. Whatever makes you angry, you were born to correct. That's why some people can see a problem, it doesn't bother them. Other person can see it and they can't sleep. It's like Moses. Moses became angry every time he saw what he was born to do. He became so angry one time he took a piece of wood and killed someone. His anger was his purpose. Every time Jesus saw humans under oppression, he became angry. He calls it groaning. He groaned. He became angry. What makes you angry is what you were born to fix. Whatever makes you angry.
Boy, look, boy, these niggas be doing a motherfucking job. They be doing
I'm a hustle on a mission, grinding for that spot, a brand new pot to piss in. Trying to school my partners, I don't think they pay attention.
These niggas be doing a motherfucking job. These niggas be doing a motherfucking job, bro. Welcome back to the Lit House Home Meat TV. Hustlers on a mission every day. Dividendsapparel.com. Whatever you do, make sure you do it capital and create a positive impact today and later. Fuck them haters. Get your paper straight like that. Yeah, this is the Lit House. Keep the light within you shining bright. This is Home Meat TV. Hustlers on a mission every single day. And I am capital. Whatever you do, make sure you do it capital and create a positive impact today and later. Right like that. And this is another R&R moment. Get you some rest and relaxation right here on Real Nigga Reactions. Remember, real niggas do what they want to do. Bitch niggas do what they can. Hoe ass niggas gonna talk about it. Fuck niggas gonna hate. Regardless. I promise you that. So do your shit to the motherfucking fullest, nigga. I don't give a fuck what they think, and you shouldn't either. And these niggas on YouTube be doing a motherfucking job. Like I said, man. I'm trying to do my motherfucking job. My computer goddamn lacking on me a little bit. I can't cap. It's really letting me down. One of the computers I'm using, the main computers I'm using to get shit done right now is really, I mean, as far as my video editing, because this shit I don't do video editing for real. That's why I go live on this. Do so much other video editing, bitch. You would never know. You would never suspect. Yeah, I know my channel personally, my personal channel, this channel, Home Meat TV, I know I know niggas be talking shit like I be seeing the comments. I be seeing niggas your side shade and shit like that. But this a lit house, nigga. We lit over here, nigga. Fuck the shade, like I said. I be seeing that shit though, nigga. Oh, you had the this YouTube page. You still got such and such subscribe. You da 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 da. And, oh, you only got such and such. You just hit 1,000,000 views. You had this page the longest ever. Like, hey man, like this was one of them organic pages, like from the beginning, like where a nigga started a page and he didn't even know he was finna go. He didn't even know he was finna do shit on YouTube with that bitch. Nigga just started a page to have an account on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? View shit, like, leave comment, likes and shit. Ah, that shit funny. And then it grew into something more. I ended up doing music and doing videos for niggas and coming up on an opportunity and learning shit that these niggas didn't want to do. You know what I'm saying? I took a sacrifice for my squad to try to put them in front of the camera, even though I know I was the best. You feel me? I knew I knew I was the best, but I was the only one willing to sacrifice and be a real team player and be like, you know what? I know how to do this too. So let me go ahead and do this. Put y'all in front of this bitch. And hopefully y'all can goddamn flourish. How y'all supposed to? But niggas ain't have it in them. You either born with it or you ain't. Nigga, you either born with it or you motherfucking ain't. And these niggas just wasn't. And I ain't gonna say niggas. I'm gonna just say it was definitely a few. It was definitely. I'ma say out of everybody, it was definitely two niggas. It was definitely two niggas. As far as with not even all the way talent, but with the work, them niggas gonna do it. One went to jail. And the other just got sidetracked by life and his heritage background and shit. So I understand that. But yeah, I was the best. I was the best. I took the back. I took the sacrifice to step behind the camera and put niggas in front of the camera and do shit. You know what I'm saying? I was a nigga always in the studio, overtime, recording sessions, doing my own sessions. You know what I'm saying? It was me, nigga. So when I look back at shit, and I be wanting to blame these niggas not doing their part or whatever, it ain't even their fault. I just came to a realization. Everybody I be mad at, bro, it ain't even their fault. It's my fault. It's my fault for even doing that shit for you motherfuckers. I had the keys the whole entire motherfucking time. I had all the keys. And I still got them bitches. I just relocated some. I just relocated some keys, bitch. Boy, I just relocated some keys. And if niggas ever knew what my name was, I have really been the key for a reason. I was named that. So I can't even be mad at a nigga. But I just sat there, I just had like a real epiphany and realization about partners and how they start beefing and shit, right? Cause it's a nigga that I talked out of killing himself multiple times. And I wanna knock his fucking teeth out. I wanna break his fucking jaw. And this is my motherfucking brother. This is a nigga. I cut his mama grass when she ain't know where the fuck his ass was at. And that grass was looking crazy. And she said the people was over there tripping and talking about it and shit. I ain't even had no lawnmower. I went and took my grandma's shit and cut that nigga mama yard. I remember that shit. And I'm just telling you, to inform you how much of a brother this is really my brother. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you feel me? Like, this is really my dog. And I still want to break it down. He's still my brother. And we can still be cool after we fight. But bitch, we got to fight. We got to. We just got to. And I'm thinking about it like, damn, all these niggas with the Kodak chat, boy. Boosie Webby went through it. They that cool though. Like, this niggas, you know who I never seen or we never knew if they ever fell out? 8 Ball and MJG. Everybody done fell out with they niggas. Like, Snoop fell out with his cousin, Dash. All these years. You know what I'm saying? Like, anyways, we gonna get into this shit. Real nigga reaction. Real nigga do what they wanna do. Bitch niggas do what they can. Hoe ass niggas gonna talk about it. And fuck niggas gonna hate. I just said that to say, that nigga gotta fight me before we cool. Anyway, let's get into it. We gonna create a positive impact today and later, regardless of the situation, even in negative moments. Positivity has got to be created, you know? And that's what we here for, you know what I'm saying? Changing the world for the better. That's what we're supposed to be. Each one teach one. All right. And too bad it's too late for Little Durk. On that one. Too bad it's too late for Lil Durk on that one, man. Because the way this nigga Flacco titles his motherfucking videos, it really does what it's supposed to do. In the title and the thumbnail, it's supposed to generate curiosity. That's the main thing. It's supposed to generate curiosity and interest. And as you read the title of this nigga shit right here, it says OTF Jam testimony today guarantees Little Durk dies in jail. That is strong words, but that is what? You know how his people is reading that shit right now? His people that couldn't beat up, even people that was there. That probably even touched even more the people that was there and supported him, and they from them seeing what happened. Because we're finna catch up on it right now, you know? You know, regular people like us, regular hustlers like us, you feel me? We gotta catch up on this shit at these type of hours, you know? 1, 2 in the morning when we just chilling. Sleepless nights. Just up for nothing. Just, well, I'm up for a reason. But just, you know what I mean. This when we catch up on the bullshit in the world. If you even give a fuck or care to catch up on it. Niggas don't give a fuck about catching up on shit. Niggas just really be strolling. And it's whatever the fuck in their algorithm. Your algorithm knows exactly what the fuck your interest is. Yes, they do. Exactly what your interest is. They gonna keep you interested. They gonna keep you locked in. Cause that's what the paper at. The paper and the ads that they throw in on reels on your ass. While you scrolling, all them little ads that go by that you stop on for 5 seconds, they get paid for 5 seconds. Bitch getting paid to show their ass for 5 seconds on your ass. And then they don't let us say what the fuck we want to say. Like, bitch, what the fuck? Where are the apps based out of? Because if this is America, freedom of speech, I understand hate speech. Yes, I understand all that. I understand all that. But I just feel like it's just certain shit that we should be allowed to say. Like, comment, I understand because, nigga, you know, I understand comment because you really can't understand the context of a comment all the time. But still, man, sometimes niggas forget to put laughing emojis or LOL. Just saying, man. Damn. But anyway, let's get to it. This title crazy as fuck, though. I ain't gonna cap. Title crazy here, man. Let's see what the fuck this shit about. Matter of fact, let me do it this way. No echo. No echo. I gotta turn this off. Oh, it ain't. Which one connected? Which one is connected on? Oh shit, okay. Just told me. Back that up. Alright, we getting into a survey.
OTF Jam just guaranteed Lil Durk is never coming home. OTF Jam just guaranteed Lil Durk is never coming home after what he did on the stand today, man. And that's just my opinion. I don't think we truly understand what we're witnessing. This man is the greatest rat in hip hop history. We've never seen a colder rat.
What? The greatest
OTF
rat?
Jam so cold. Brian Steele, who we consider, if you ask any hip hop fan who the best lawyer in the world, they'll say Brian Steele. Brian Steele, who we widely consider as the best attorney in the world, or more specifically in hip hop. OTF Jam had Brian Steele flustered. Do y'all truly understand how impressive this is? For somebody as crooked, slimy, nefarious, untrustworthy, sketchy, suspicious as OTF Jam to take that stand and have Brian Steele flustered? So Brian Steele was cross-examining OTF Jam. Now, based on what we saw from Brian Steele, we expected Brian Steele to easily cook OTF Jam, have him flustered, have him on his back foot. But apparently that was not the case. Brian Steele ain't get the slam dunks that we expected. So he ain't do an excellent job at completely discrediting OTF Jam in front of the jury.
And you know why Jam don't give a fuck? Jam don't give a fuck because he feel like Durk had something to do with his baby mama getting killed. So he like, shit, nigga. Somebody gotta get out there and motherfucking take care of my jit. I gotta be out there to take care of my jit. My baby mama gone. But he still, your jit still finna be grown before you get out. If you get out, nigga, cause what the fuck? Imagine this, right? This nigga go through all this, he do all this and still get life. He do all this, he tell everything and still there's no reward.
And that is going to backfire on Lil Durk. Trapler Ross reported insane back and forth between Brian Steele and OTF Jam. Brian had good moments cooking him. OTF Jam had moments he cooked Brian Steele back and had him flustered. Insane. This is the worst possible option for Lil Durk. Because what you have here is you have OTF Jam, who was one of the shooters. You got OTF Vonnie, who was the alleged mastermind. Those are going to be the two most damning testimonies and witnesses against Lil Durk. There's 30 witnesses, but those two specifically are the most damning. Brian Steele and Lil Durk attorneys got one job during this trial. The feds don't got no physical evidence on Lil Durk. They only got the words of OTF Jam and OTF Vonnie. They got one job, to discredit OTF Jam and OTF Vonnie. And if you don't discredit them, now the jury gotta hear what OTF Jam is saying and consider it. And do you really want the jury to consider?
Imagine being able to build an app with your name on it.
From OTF Jam?
I might have heard one of the damnest things in this.
To consider this from OTF Jam?
I might have heard one of the damnest things in this whole trial today when OTF Jam was actually on the stand. He said that there was basically all these frantic phone calls made when they got Quando Rondo's location to a bunch of hitters in Chicago trying to get them on a job. It was Didi and Booney Mo. Apparently Booney Mo was specifically the person that called him and basically asked him about being involved. But he had Lil Durk on a FaceTime call on another phone on speaker. So Jam knew that Durk was there and that he was privy to this call. He overheard Booney Mo saying, "Blood, you there?" on the other line. And then basically, apparently, all right, he didn't have any info about what the hit was going to be. So Jam tried to call Lil Durk directly 2 times. Durk didn't answer. And then Booney called him back and said, "Hey, Durk doesn't want no one calling his phone that's coming out to LA. He didn't want no contact with anyone that's flying out to LA." So Jam said, like, he knew something crazy was going on, but he didn't actually know what the details were. He ends up getting flown out to LA. And this absolutely blew my mind. He ends up getting flown out to San Diego, driven to LA. They're in this like Sprinter bus, okay? They stop off at a Hooters in San Diego and they basically get told on a FaceTime by Duty Low they got Quando Rondo's location, and the whole reason they've been flown out there is to kill him. They're going to trick him and say that somebody's going to come and deliver him some weed at his hotel, and they're going to kill him outside his hotel. But what was crazy is after that, okay, Didi got on FaceTime apparently with Lil Durk in the Sprinter bus and apparently showed Lil Durk the hitters on FaceTime. Apparently, Didi turned his phone to show Durk all of the hitters and said, "Yeah, you see the Navy SEALs, all right?" And then Jam basically gave testimony. They said, like, what was your understanding of what he meant? He was saying Navy SEALs, they're guys that go on missions. They're guys that go and kill people. He said that he turned the phone so that Lil Durk could see OTF Jam, and Durk basically told Jam, "Yeah, go crazy." And Jam slammed the rakes. He threw GDK, and then basically, like, you know, threw up the GD sign. He let the court know what that was.
The circumstance that Lil Durk is currently dealing with is eerily similar to Aaron Hernandez's second murder trial for the double homicide. Aaron Hernandez, a rising NFL star, got found guilty of one murder of one of his homies, his close friends, who found out that Aaron Hernandez was a homosexual. So Aaron killed him to stop the secret from coming out. He was found guilty of that murder. But apparently he already killed 2 people before he killed his friend. Those murders was just a secret. The murder actually got discovered when they were investigating the murder of his friend, because they found a vehicle like at his home, like that he was hiding, that was actually connected to a double homicide. Now, this friend of his, Bradley, was with Aaron the night that he killed 2 people. They were at the club chilling. He got into an altercation with 2 dudes. The dudes left. They were driving home. Aaron Hernandez pulled up on the side of him and shot through his car and ended up killing 2 people. However, the homicide went unsolved because nobody was really speaking, and the only person who witnessed it was this guy right here. So this guy came to trial to testify against Aaron Hernandez during his second murder trial. Now, here's the thing. The prosecutors and their entire prosecution of Aaron Hernandez was based on the credibility of this guy right here. Now, the reason why he was incentivized to testify against Aaron Hernandez was because a year later, after he killed 2 people in 2013, Aaron actually shot this dude in his face. Because Aaron felt paranoid that this guy was gonna like rat him out or dime on him, right? Because they had some type of altercation or argument at a nightclub, and Aaron just felt like their relationship was getting too volatile and this dude will ultimately snitch on him. So Aaron shot him and tried to kill him, but he survived. Now, he was in prison for something completely unrelated when Aaron went on trial for this homicide. So this dude came to trial, and his job was to convince the jury that he's credible. Aaron Hernandez's attorneys did a brilliant job at discrediting this dude, making him sound bitter, making him sound like a liar, completely discredited him. And even though Aaron Hernandez possibly killed those 2 people, he was found not guilty. He was already a convicted murderer, went on trial for killing 2 people, and got found not guilty because the eyewitness was not credible. So in this particular case, Brian Steele's job, Drew Finley, their job is to make sure that OTF Jam and OTF Vonnie don't come across as credible. So far, it's not working, bruh. All right? Jam sounds hella credible in court. From everybody who's listening, he sounds hella credible.
So when OTF Jam took the stand, he made it very clear. He pointed at Durk, he pointed at Dee, he pointed at Lindsay. He said they was all in on the murder and the conspiracy. They're mad, they're big mad. They're so mad that Jam took the stand and is cooking Lil Durk. Durk got cooked by Jam. It was such a bad day. People out here trying to act tough like that's something, okay? But it ain't gonna do nothing. It's not gonna help Durk. It's not gonna stop Jam. Durk literally got pointed out. He looked so disappointed. He looked heartbroken. There were moments where Jam was sort of like, looked like he was low-key like chuckling a little bit, or like they was playing that video of Dee basically where he admitted to being the murder man, and Jam just shook his head and laughed. You thinking you guys cooked yourselves. You talk about I'm the snitch. You guys cooked yourselves. They played back again in the court. I'm not going to lie. All of these folks out here that say that they love Durk, love Von, they don't love Von as much as I do. I was bopping along to Back Again. It was hard, but unfortunately, there was true facts behind those songs, and Durk got pointed out by Jam. Jam was apparently one of the biggest demons out here. He claimed that he murdered 3 people for the BDs there's a third murder that we don't know about yet that we're going to probably find out about. But Jam said that he got blessed into the BDs when he was just 9 years old. Okay, it's crazy.
So far, OTF Jam just established Lil Durk told us to do this. He's behind this. He's the mastermind. Don't let him fool you guys. He's the one who told us to do this. But here's the part that I think is the most damning, okay? Well, OTF Jam testified, and he poked the hole in Lil Durk's defense. The greatest defense that Lil Durk has is, I'm on trial for murder for hire, but y'all can't tell me what I paid them. How can I be on trial for murder for hire and you guys don't really have the compensation package? What's the murder package, man? All right, like what they got? $100,000, $500,000, $1 million? What did they get? Well, OTF Jam will confess, yeah, he never paid us. He promised us. He kept on, promising, hey, yo, the money gonna hit, the money gonna hit, the money gonna hit. But the money never hit entirely. However, while promising us the big lump sum payment, he was still feeding us money and giving us opportunities because of this murder, which plays into what the prosecutor has been saying, which is Lil Durk gave him music opportunities. Lil Durk gave him certain opportunities based on their role in this murder. One of the opportunities OTF Jam said was Lil Durk put him in a music video and gave him $10,000. OTF Jam will state that he wouldn't have been in that music video if he had committed a murder. That his role in that music video and the opportunity he got was directly correlated to him committing that murder on behalf of Lil Durk. So now they are establishing through Jam the murder for hire.
And we were brought back. He did say he said there was payment. It was afterwards, and he testified there was discussion about payment after the murder was committed. He also testified to being in a music video called Federal Freestyle, where he was paid $10,000 to be in that music video. And he had never been in a music video, never been on an album before. And the prosecution asked him, do you think you would have been able to be in that video if you weren't a part of this shooting? And he said no. And he even testified he didn't think he would have ever been around. He would have been alive, essentially. But back to the music video, it seemed to be implied that this music video may have been the payment, the way of paying him for the shooting. The alleged murder to hire is coming into play.
That's so demoralizing, because in the beginning of this case, even in the opening statement, Lil Durk's attorneys was banging their hand on, if it's a murder for hire, then how much they got paid? That's what they were banging, how much they got paid. Because they thought, well, the prosecutors haven't listed a figure yet, so how can it be a murder for hire? Jam just demoralized that argument. Now, apparently Jam did give a figure. He said $500,000 to $1 million was the supposed, that's how much they were supposed to get paid. I could have told Jam and every shooter involved, y'all was getting finessed. If you thought Lil Durk was gonna pay out $1 million for Quando Rondo's cousin getting killed, y'all are out of your mind. That was never gonna happen. But however, Lil Durk paid in other ways, musical opportunities, money here and there. He just kept on delaying and kicking a can down the road for the $1 million apiece, and that never came. Right, so now OTF Jam is here. But here's the mistake that I do believe OTF Jam made, and where I do believe he gave Lil Durk some action. See, OTF Jam started off his testimony amazing and great. which was, hey, I killed 3 people. I'm a murderer. I did this. I did this. He was honest and transparent. And as somebody, like, honestly, if you're listening to that, you believe him because he's being open and transparent. But then OTF Jam started to cap and lie. See, he don't real. His job is to be as credible as possible, even if that makes yourself look crazy. See, OTF Jam began to cap and lie. We knew, but we all knew Jam's motivation was the money. We knew Jam motivation was the money, and Jam is turning on Lil Durk because Jam don't want to go to jail for a long time. That's it. That's all. Jam decided to deviate from that. He decided he was going to try to lie to make himself look good. Now, all of a sudden, Jam, the career killer, the career murderer, he took the stand and says he's currently testifying against Lil Durk because he feels guilty about killing Lil Pop. He feels like Lil Pop was innocent. And I think the jury got a great BS meter. They can smell BS. You are a convicted killer, bro. You are a serial murderer, bro. You qualify as a serial killer by definition. You aren't here testifying because you feel bad about Lil Pop dying. So because he chose to BS, he gave Brian Steele some wiggle room to make him look crazy and poke holes in his credibility. OTF Jam testified that he snitched because he wanted to get it off his chest because it was weighing on him. Said he felt Lil Pop was innocent and Durk was selfish to send him on the hit with people he didn't know. Specifically said Vonnie was a goofy and he was mad to be involved with him.
Damn.
A jury can spot out this is BS. A jury can spot out that a convicted killer isn't like all of a sudden guilty or feels guilty over somebody losing their life. No, clearly you're doing this for money. And because you're telling this lie, it now takes away from your credibility.
There's some truth
I think
in that,
this was bad. Okay, this was terrible. Now, we learned that OTF Jam, by the way, he wrote a letter to the FBI the moment he got arrested saying he knows about murders and he's ready to tell. Bro, this man is, this is one of the greatest rats we've ever seen in hip hop history. This is crazy. This is like a movie.
Killer
There's
rat.
going to be a movie written about this at some point. All right, so OTF Jam also says that the Lil Pop hit was
50 Cent already
Durk's
working
being
on it.
selfish. It was Durk's selfish BS. He will say, I didn't know Von. I was mad at Durk for putting me in that
watching this shit,
situation. So again, him not knowing King Von also plays into Lil Durk sent me on his hit. This was clearly murder for hire because what other motivations would I have for going on this drill and sliding on Quanah Rondo and Lil Pop? I didn't know King Von. Why would I want to avenge King Von's death? So that also plays into the murder for hire. Now, this is where Brian Steele and OTF Jam began going back and forth. Here is the cross-examination. Again, I don't think the cross-examination was hard enough, to be honest. So Brian Steele starts going hard at OTF Jam. He played a recording of OTF Jam being interviewed saying he was never told by Durk there was a bounty on Quando and Tim. Now, he asks why he lied, and OTF Jam says there's more to it than that. Still clap back. There's always more to it with you. That's a good look for Brian Steele. I feel like Brian Steele won that back and forth. Brian Steele caught OTF Jam in multiple lies. He changed his testimony to say it was Didi who said go crazy when Durk put him on FaceTime with the hitters on a sprinter to LA. Similarly, now he claims that Lil Durk said nothing. He just slammed the rakes and nothing said. It would make no sense for like OTF Jam to be engaged in this back and forth with Lil Durk and saying nothing. Now, Brian Steele will also drop a bomb on OTF Jam. Brian Steele said, how come you acted blindsided by Booney Mo calling you saying you're going to LA when you tried to call him twice before? So OTF Jam is claiming that he didn't even know how to book a flight. He had no idea why they were going to LA. He had no idea they were going to LA. He just told, hey, we're going to LA, and he hopped out and went, which I also think it's a strange lie for OTF Jam to tell, because obviously you went to LA because you knew what the mission was. But he's saying I was completely oblivious.
Dude, guess how much it cost me to make sure my family gets $1 million if something ever happens to me? You'll never guess.
I don't know. It's got to be like $200 a month.
Nope. $37 a month to protect my family. It only took me 10 minutes to get coverage. It was 100% online, and I didn't even.
I found out when I got to LA, and by that time it was too late. Come on, bro. All right. So Brian Steele apparently shocked the court. He revealed that other random people had DM OTF Jam with Quando's address long before the LA trip. I don't think that was like the slammer that Brian Steele thought it was, because from my perspective, if other people is DMing OTF Jam Quantarondo's address in the last couple of years leading up to them murdering Quantarondo's cousin or the LA trip, then wouldn't OTF Jam not taking it upon himself to go ahead and slide for King Von or to follow up on those leads? Wouldn't that mean that he had no intentions on murdering Quantarondo or his cousin or really engaging with like Quantarondo, and the only reason he really did this was because he was getting paid? Because if he got Quantarondo's drop in location and address in the past from random people and he never acted on it, then clearly there's a reason why he acted on it in LA. So I don't think that was like the slam that Brian still thought it was. Now, wild moment when Brian still questioned OTF Jam on killing Pop, Jam said if he didn't do it, he would be killed. Brian still says, why is your life more than someone else's? This was objected to. Then Brian still asks why OTF Jam ran to the car after the hit. Jam said, obviously, I wouldn't just stand there. No one would. Brian still said, most people wouldn't kill someone. Said, this is what you do, Mr. Minister. You're different. Again, this is where I say your OTF Jam is like cold as ice, like the coldest rap we've ever seen. OTF Jam smiled after Brian still said that. He pointed at OTF Didi and said, oh, I'm different for sure. And Didi a minister too. Man, bruh. Again, I just don't think that Brian still did enough, man. It's not looking good for Durk, bruh.
Definitely did.
Y'all let me know in the comment section, what do you guys think, man? All right, y'all think that Lil Durk stands a chance? Let me know, okay? If you're still watching this video and you want to watch another good video, click on this video somewhere on my screen, somewhere here, or here, or here, somewhere on my screen to find out why exactly this white man is claiming that he knows exactly how Nolan Walls was killed, and he breaks down and exposes how he believes Nolan Walls was killed by his friends. I'm going to see you guys in this Nolan Walls video. I'm out of here, folks. Peace.
How he believes. Hold on.
All right, man. So day 4, Jam still being examined. Main focus dates, who said what, and all of these things. That's what I would have been thinking about as well. That's what I was thinking about on the stuff being done, essentially. So the federal lawyer says, got to the early mornings, 8/19/2020 with Flocka, Didi, Boogie, Vonnie. They get in the telly, didn't stay with him. He left. They had guns on the table. They smoked. They went to sleep. And then he basically was like, did y'all talk about spinning? He like, nah, we left early. And basically nobody else was there talking about what the hell they was going to do. So
this how I'm gonna start.
What was going on in the early morning is the federal lawyer was essentially asking about them, quote unquote, planning the hit. You know what I'm saying? And none of that actually happened. So he says, y'all talk about leaving, and he like, nah, I don't recall. So he say, why leave so early? He was like, we just wanted to catch Quantarondo because they had their eyes on Quantarondo previously. They just didn't do it because it was too many people there. And on top of that, it's like they thought about doing it. The police start running back and forth, and they're like, hell nah, 3 paddy wagons passing you by, bruh. Nah, don't do that. So he say Vonnie showed up. I went in the slider with Flocka, Boogie, and Cuz, and then they start showing early telephone footage. They got Vonnie at the telly, and what had happened between that time is he say we went to wait to get to him. So,
hey, would you like your very own Shopify store? We're literally and completely free, by the way. We are live streaming right now. If you click the link that you see below this.
Fuck that.
Jam was in the car with the gun and all this stuff. He was in the BMW ready to just hop out and basically start busting. But once again, it was too many people. And he said it was too many random people to shoot. We circled back, see if it was less people. We would pop them. We stayed on the phone with Vonnie. So he gets back to the slider. What ends up happening, bro, is they antsy than a bitch. They're like double dutching. They just don't go for it. So he said it was too many people. Couldn't recall who was talking. He said I was still in the slider. And then they like, where did the Escalade go? They say the Escalade went to a weed shop. It went to Litco, right? And then they confirmed the scene with Jam. The truck was parked, and then it pulled into a lot. And then they talk about remembering the SUV. The SUV parked close to the wall. He said, I don't remember. But what's funny is Quando Rondo was outside taking pictures at a taco shop. No disrespect to Quando Rondo. But boy, you was moving goofy as hell. And I get it, bro. You ain't had no beef in LA or nothing like that. Even though you said you think somebody from Crenshaw killed your homie, you can take that out your song now. So he say, get him out the shop opening, get him there. We circle back a couple of times. So they was kicking it at Litco for a
Showtime. Which one of you boys is going first?
I'll go.
Nah. I want your boy to go. Yo, man, why we got to do this, huh? Man, where the fuck you get this nigga from, man? Look, being a part of my clique entitles you to some motherfucking privileges. I don't trust you. Yeah, whatever, man, all right? But all I'm saying is, man, I ain't trying to kill nobody. Man, stop acting like a bitch. The gun ain't even loaded. You think I give your stupid ass a loaded gun? Put it like this. Y'all fools gonna be respected at school. Niggas gonna be scared of y'all. And the bitches, oh, the bitches, all on your dick.
Man, that's what I'm saying, bro. Busy Bone, I think Busy Bone could have been like the best rapping, acting ass nigga ever. Like that nigga could have took the shit from LL, Ice-T, even Tupac, I think. I don't know about Tupac. Tupac was a real actor shit. And that do like some scene that some shit he probably just would place it down. So oh shit. But I still put him over LL and I don't know, Method Man. Think about Method Man. Method Man a good ass actor too. I don't know. I definitely think he would have been he would have been a better actor than Ice Cube. Like overall. That's who I think that nigga should have got for some shit. That would have been some classic shit. Ice Cube would have put Bone Thugs and some shit with Busy Bone and shit. That shit would have been cool. Alright, let's get to day 5. Day 4. Ain't it day 4? Day 5 is tomorrow.
For just $67, you can generate as many videos as you want and never have to worry about showing your face on camera.
And never have to worry about giving a fuck.
Nobody wins when the family feels.
Yeah!
Somebody gets engaged after testifying.
Oh my God. How you back?
What? You know me.
They shot up Blackshear in this was December 6th, 2021. They shot up Blackshear, Georgia in May 3rd. So a couple months before, nigga, they were sending shots at and Quando couldn't do no shows.
Yeah, man, that shit wild. But all right, let's get to the other topic today. Boosie versus Wave. Boosie versus Rod I don't know why these niggas beefing, man. I know why these niggas beefing, right? Boosie said this nigga had an album coming out. I guess Broadway went live and somebody asked him about that shit. He just went off on it.
Boy, you's a big old bitch. Talking about your heart ain't never been broke. But every song you talking about, your heart broke. A cap rapper.
What's up, everybody? This is the world famous Ed Lover, and you are watching Forgotten Kings TV. That's right, Forgotten Kings TV. Come on.
You need to cut that shit out, man. You talking about letting it go. I ain't letting shit go. No, you a hoe. And you broke my heart, threatening a lawsuit. Acting like a bitch, acting like one of these hoes or something. You threatened with a lawsuit. You threatened to take to court like a police. Like you, what the I knew from the jump. I had sampled so many of Trill found the record label property. I sampled so much and interpolated so much of their music. I already had a relationship with your label. I knew from the jump you didn't own the music. So when I reached out and I offered you $100,000, fam, you said that wasn't enough. You got me fucked up. I ain't going for nothing. Ain't nobody finna be pressing me. Go to court. You a bitch. You a hoe. Ain't no games. You ain't nothing. You try to take me to court.
Boy, shut your big ass up, boy. You done took 15 music and made a career out of it. Boy, you a straight bitch.
Damn.
Yeah, let's talk about it. You done took 20 music and made a mother career out of it.
Damn.
Boy, you was a big old bitch. Talking about your heart ain't never been broke. But every song you talking about, your heart broke. You a cap rapper. You got the whole world saying for nothing.
Nah, Boosie, he said you broke his heart when you threatening to sue him and shit. Taking him to court. That's what he said, Boosie. He said, I ain't never even seen that.
Shut your bitch ass up. Clown ass. Talking about you looked up to. What the f you looking up to? And you ain't never done nothing like these niggas. Boy, you a bitch. You done took everybody's shit. You a Muppet baby. Big ass.
Uh-oh. We got Boosie going back and forth with Rod Wave on social media after Rod Wave made some comments about Boosie in his recent Club Shay Shay interview.
Now this gonna be this is gonna be this got the potential to be dangerous. Don't Rod Wave already got a case in Atlanta where he did some wild shit? Hold on. No, he still got some open shit going on. This was 2 years ago. Nah, that ain't him. That ain't this one. That ain't the one I'm talking about. Yeah, shooting up his girlfriend Benz.
Kathy Castor wanted to tax your tips, your overtime, even tax Social Security recipients to funnel cash to a bunch of liberal nonsense, like taxpayer-funded sex changes for kids. Tell Kathy Castor to stop wasting our money.
You ready for bath time? Yeah!
He shot the shit up.
Mommy,
and that was at Atlanta. It wasn't no.
Man, what's up, everybody? It's 1090 Jake. I'm rocking with y'all, and y'all rocking with me. And for this video, we're gonna be speaking on Rod Wave firing up his girlfriend's G-Wagon after his house was broken into.
This was a year ago.
May 20th, 2025, Rod Wave was taken into custody and booked into the Fulton County Jail in Atlanta. A long list of charges would range from aggravated assault, possession of a firearm, pointing or aiming a gun at another person.
Look at these motherfucking charges. This was a year ago. What the fuck happened to this case? What the fuck happened to this case? Since we talk about it, since we think about this shit, what's going on with this? What state was this in?
And tampering with evidence. A total of 13 charges with damn near half being felonies has left fans wondering what the hell happened. Spade TV News would post to Instagram Rod Wave's affidavit, and according to the arrest affidavit, on May 13th, officers executed a search warrant at Rod Wave's 6-bed, 7.5 bath, 14,000 square foot, 3-acre mansion that last sold in 2024 for $9 million. Specifically, detectives wanted the home security footage. They believe the video recordings contain evidence of a previous burglary turned shooting that took place at the residence. Recovering the recording device they sought, detectives found footage from April 21st. Reviewing the footage, the master bedroom window was broken, indicating someone broke into Rod Wave's house, but video from the 2 days before wasn't there. Rod Wave sent his realtor to check on the home, and she could be seen on surveillance video walking around the garage courtyard before leaving and returning with another realtor. They take pictures of the residence and open the garage door where a Mercedes G-Wagon parked. They were not seen taking anything from the home and eventually left. Rod Wave's girlfriend, Minnie Barbie, whose real name is Manoriah Andrews, can be seen pulling up in a BMW. Shortly after, Rod Wave and an unknown associate would pull up in an SUV. Rod and his associate could be seen carrying bags and what appeared to be a box from the residence while his girlfriend followed. While the surveillance footage had no audio, it appeared to detectives that Rod Wave was arguing with his girlfriend. She could be seen yelling at Rod, who in return pulled out a Glock 20 10mm pistol from under his left arm, opening.
So did he feel like the bill trying to line him up or something, or what happened?
Fire at his girlfriend's G-Wagon that he bought her for Christmas, the same G-Wagon posted on her Instagram. Detectives would count Rod's shot 14 times until the weapon was empty. 11 bullets would strike the G-Wagon, 1 round struck Rod's Rolls Royce, and 1 round struck a wall, while the 14th bullet was never recovered. While Rod was shooting, his associate was unfazed, as if he knew it was going to happen. He just continued to place things from the house inside of the SUV. Rod's girlfriend, on the other hand, ducked down and ran inside of the house in fear. She'd then run from the house to a nearby neighbor, call her mother, telling her Rod Wave shot her car up, and telling her mom to call 911. Rod could then be seen on camera running through the front of the yard as detectives believed he was now panicking, knowing his girlfriend went to the neighbors to call the police. Rod's associate would also seem to panic as they both jumped into the SUV, but their exit was blocked by Minnie Barbie's BMW. With Rod Wave driving, he'd reverse into the BMW in an attempt to push it out of the way, leaving his tires spinning. Pulling back up to the garage, Rod's associate would shut the garage door to prevent the shot-up G-Wagon from being seen. Rod would get out of the SUV while on the phone, and his associate would begin collecting shell casing.
Why would you do some silly ass shit like that, bro? Like, you think you finna move that business? Nigga was better off trying to crank that bitch up and move that bitch, man. What the fuck? This nigga. This nigga. But this was in front of his house, right? And nobody got injured. And that was technically his car. They waiting on that nigga to fuck up. I'm telling you. There's some shit going on. I don't know. This shit ain't coincidence, bro. This shit ain't coincidence. This shit ain't coincidence, man. The Rod Wave got a song with Durk.
Rod would attempt to drive around the BMW, but ended up striking a staircase and blowing out his front tire, disabling the SUV. Getting out, Rod would grab shell casings near the windshield wipers, throwing them onto the stairs before calling someone else on his phone. Rod would lock the SUV, lock up the house, and leave through the back of the residence. Detectives would locate a damaged backyard fence, leading them to believe 300-pound Rod Wave broke the fence while escaping through the back. Detectives were now confident they had video evidence clearly showing.
Said they saying the fence was broke, man. They just assumed the nigga broke that bitch because he was running. It wasn't already broke. They assumed that nigga broke it while he was running. Guess he big. Well, that's a fucked up nigga, man. You hear that shit? It wasn't already broke. It couldn't have been already broke. The only reason it's broke.
The fence while escaping through the back. Backyard fence, leading them to believe 300-pound Rod Wave broke the fence while escaping through the back. Detectives were now confident they had video evidence clearly showing Rod and his associate working together to alter the scene of the shooting, and later discovered Rod contacted his bodyguard to pick them up from the scene to avoid apprehension while taking evidence from the scene to make it appear Rod was never there and no crime happened other than a burglary. Due to this information, probable cause was found to arrest Rod Wave on charges of aggravated assault, pointing or aiming a firearm at another person, 2 counts of possession of a firearm during the commission of a felony, 2 counts of reckless conduct, 2 counts of criminal damage to property, 2 counts of obstruction of law enforcement, 2 counts of tampering with evidence, and conspiracy to commit a felony. Now, I don't think this should come as a surprise.
That shit look crazy as fuck, don't it? That shit looks crazy. That shit looks insane. And this shit happened, what, a year ago? That paper do get shit done now.
Counts of tampering with evidence and conspiracy to commit a felony. Now, I don't think this should come as a surprise that one of the top artists making emotional music reacted emotionally to someone breaking into his mansion. But to shoot the shit out of his girlfriend's G-Wagon is a little bit over the top. But we don't know if she was bitching his ear off on the phone and he just snapped. At the end of the day, he bought the car, most likely owns it.
A little bit over the top. That nigga wasted a whole magazine and a $250,000 vehicle. A little.
The car, and he didn't cause her actually any harm aside from what? Stress? The paperwork never stated he aimed a gun at her or threatened her with it, even though that's what he's been charged with. But Rod has Drew Finley behind him. You know, Durk's lawyer, Young Boy's lawyer, meaning this shit is about to go away with a quickness, but Rod's girlfriend will play an important role. On the night the burglary took place, police responded to the mansion after receiving reports of a domestic dispute, with witnesses hearing yelling and screaming. Minnie Barbie was outside crying, as she was the one that discovered the home had been broken into, with the safe in the basement being dragged across the floor before being emptied. The investigation revealed bullet casings, bullet holes, 2 shot-up luxury vehicles, a handgun, a broken window by the pool, and a hammer in a nearby bush. The scene resembled a fucking shootout, leaving detectives wondering what actually took place, which led to the search warrant for the surveillance video. Now, Drew Finley would comment, only saying there is no truth to the charges. Rod Wave was a victim to a burglary and committed no crimes. How he was even charged as a result of the situation is incomprehensible, and this will absolutely be resolved in favor of Rod Wave. Obviously, Drew wasn't going to comment on the alleged surveillance video that's been recovered, but eventually that argument will come. Now, I find it highly disrespectful, being a big guy myself, that detectives assume Rod Wave broke the backyard fence by jumping over it. And if they had that on video, I ain't gonna.
Oh shit, that's funny as fuck, and that's exactly what I just said. That's fucked up, man. That is fucked up, bro. That is fucked up, bro. Like, why the fuck y'all just gonna assume that? That's exactly what I just said, bro. They just want to assume shit, bro. It wasn't already broke. They didn't think it was already broke. He probably went the whole other way. He didn't even break the fence. They looking that way. Cause they ain't catch him right then. That's funny though. They ain't say shit about having him on video going, hopping no fence and breaking no fence. They said they seen video of them with the shooting and shit. They ain't say shit about nothing else.
Ain't gonna lie, that shit would have went viral, seeing Rod Wave jump a fence. But anyways, to hear that this happened and the detectives are alleging they have the video of him pulling out the gun, shooting up the car, and then covering up everything that took place, I'll say this. If a crime was committed, it isn't as serious as what he's been charged with. And if you've ever been locked up, you might have heard of the spaghetti effect. When you throw a plate of spaghetti at the wall,
And all of that shit. Yeah, it's all good.
According to Rod Wave, he said he was heartbroken after finding out about Boosie threatening to sue him over an uncleared music sample. Okay, now, of course, Rod Wave says he tried to settle everything outside of the courtroom by offering Boosie $100,000 up front. However, Boosie was not feeling it and automatically counted, asking for $200,000 up front and a 25% share of the song's future publishing proceeds. Okay, at that moment, Rod Wave says he felt like Boosie was trying to get over. Okay, now, listen, I remember hearing Rod Wave around COVID, right? A lot of people speaking about his music, and it seemed like the boy was on fire. I'm gonna be real. Out of nowhere. Okay, so
like,
salute the Rod Wave and everything he's been able to accomplish. However, he already has a reputation of sampling artists, right, or re-recording their lyrics, right, within his songs. So it creates this slippery slope, if you will. Because listen, let's be clear, he's one of the only artists alongside Taylor Swift to debut a solo album at #1 on the Billboard 200 chart for 3 consecutive years. So this is what I mean about he was on fire out the gate. Okay, from 2021, 2022, and 2023.
Besides
okay,
Taylor Swift. Hold on, fuck that. Let's take time to admire greatness from Florida, bitch. From right down the street, right around the corner. Let's go from right across the bridge, right there, by the water. A fat boy from St. Pete. Man, you heard what?
To debut a solo album at #1 on the Billboard. Listen, let's be clear. He's one of the only artists alongside Taylor Swift to debut a solo album at #1 on the Billboard 200 chart for 3 consecutive years. So this is what
no Grammys, no nothing. He don't even apply for that shit. He don't even apply for that
shit. Slippery slope, if you will, because listen, let's be clear. He's one of the only artists alongside Taylor Swift to debut a solo album at #1 on the Billboard 200 chart for 3 consecutive years. So this is what I mean about
3 consecutive. So I got it. This whole round, I do it 3 times. 3 consecutive years.
He was on fire out the gate. Okay, from 2021, 2022, and 2023. Okay, he has a loyal fan base. Right, he's out here selling out arenas. The man is, made a way for himself. You get what I mean? But it's no way around it. You know what I mean? If you want to have a long-lasting career in the business, you have to understand the business, right? And a lot of our artists were taken advantage of by these labels. You know what I mean? So someone like Boosie, I don't think he's wrong for asking what he's asking for, right? He's trying to, secure his legacy because he understands his kids are going to be the one that reaps the benefit, of his labor. So it's interesting that somehow Rod Wave feels as though Boosie is trying to get over. However, he has to do his homework and understand how a sample could ruin everything, right? He don't know. he might want to do his Googles. He might want to do his research because, again, we've seen it. This is why Boosie said he's smart enough not to sample on Michael Jackson and Marvin Gaye because you're going to get smoked. They're going to put a stop on everything. They don't play. You know what I mean? And rightfully so. These are the legends who help, build the industry. You see individuals, such as a Rod Wave and others thriving in. Nothing wrong with that, right? And sampling when it comes to hip hop, to be real, that's always been a part of the culture. However, if you do your homework, you'll find out that some of the first musicians who were sampled in hip hop, they never got their credit or just do, right? So this is why someone like a Boosie, he's smart enough to understand the business. It's not about right now. That 100,000 don't mean shit right now. When the groceries are through the roof, the prices, everything is expensive right now. So he's seeing bigger picture years down the line. And for him to have these demands, I don't think Boosie's being unreasonable. I really don't. I think this is a matter of Rod Wave educating himself about the music business. And you can't say you have a great deal of respect for artists like a Boosie and others if you're not willing to do business the right way. It is what it is. You know what I mean? Now, Rod Wave, you might not get it today, but who's to say someone might, years down the line, sample your music and feel like, you know what, I don't have to pay him for that. Now you'll find yourself sounding like Boosie, right? So y'all let me know. What are your thoughts on this back and forth between Boosie and Rod Wave? I watched some of the interview in Club Shay Shay, the comparison of Rod Wave being this generation's Jay-Z, and he seemed very humble in his response. You know what I mean? Of course, social media, they went crazy, on that video itself, just off of the headline. But the point is, you want to be respected, you got to do business the right way. And the way
And I ain't even seen no goddamn Rod Wave on Shay Shay. Well, he just dropped that shit on. I guess he had dropped that album, so it wouldn't make sense if he did that shit right now. I don't know, man. It's late, but it's early. At the same damn time. Getting money and still broke at the same damn time. Oh shit, man.
All right, so Rod Wave had more to say about he and Boosie's situation, as he still believed Boosie was wrong for rejecting his $100,000 and bringing in the law because he used his music. Rod Wave is trying to say that Boosie is not educated in the music business and shouldn't be demanding money he is not owed.
Right now I'm on a plane. Since my birthday and shit, I'm gonna get ready to land. But I just want to, briefly weigh in on stuff that's going on. Because I've seen the guys like Jennings and Boosie and all these people talking about whatever they're talking about. And this is very important. It's got a lot to do and to play in on what we got going on right now with Mainstay Sports, Mainstay Financial Services, Mainstay Touring. A lot of these guys is 40 and 50 and 60 years old, and they still didn't learn how it works, right? Whatever deal you sign, bro, that's what deal you sign. That's the terms that you agreed upon. And now fast forward 10, 20 years later, whatever going on in the now, right, has to correspond with those same terms. So if your song gets sampled, interpolated, used, chopped up and screwed, whatever the case may be, the people that is owed is the people that will get paid, the people who clear it, the people who own it, fam. I don't know you as something personal. I don't know, to some of y'all, not the other situation, it was kind of personal. I kind of felt away, but it is what it is. But for the rest of the people talking about this and the third, fam, the people who own whatever is gonna get paid, man. And whatever you sign, that's your fault. But this is why y'all have to learn business, man. This is why y'all got to learn, all the young cats out there. Y'all got to learn y'all business, man. Know what y'all signing, know what y'all doing. Because even the people who was before us, supposed to be teaching us, didn't even learn. They don't even know what the going on. They still lost and blaming the world. They just don't even know. How can I pay you something I don't owe you, fam? It's crazy. But that's why the young cats out here, man. We gotta break the cycle, man. You feel me? Hey, bro, I was 9 years old when you signed this deal, fam. Why you taking that on me? I like the song. I interpolated it, or if I sampled it, if I used the beat, I used the words, or whatever the case may be. The song would have never came out. It would have never got published without the owner of this property, intellectual property, saying, yes, we had to agree to splits and dividends. We had to agree for this to even be out in the world. It wouldn't even be out in the world, fam. But this is why we gotta learn, bro. You can't just be sitting back, man. I just be preaching. I try to tell you, we have to learn the business, bro. You don't want to be 40 and 50, bro. Mad at the world, blaming everybody, talking about who stole what, who got what. You don't want to be like that, bro. You don't, bro. That's why you have to think about it now. You got to put it together now. You know what I'm saying?
If you have stayed with me to this point of the video, consider subscribing, hit the like button, and leave a comment below.
Man.
Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.
Boosie don't like that. I mean, you gotta get a point. Boosie, you gotta get a point, my boy. Gotta get a point, man. You kind of like just coming over to it because you see how I ain't gonna go there. But he do got a point. Young fella do got a point. He do. He got a point. He got a point. All right, man. It's almost 4. I'm through. I'll catch y'all niggas on the next one. This is real nigga reaction. Remember, real niggas do what they want to do. Bitch niggas do what they can. Hoe ass niggas gonna talk about it. Fuck niggas gonna hate. Regardless. I promise you that. So do your shit to the motherfucking.
I'm a hustler on a mission. Grinding for that spot. A brand new pot to piss in. Trying to school my partners home, they pay